Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's keynote speaker is someone that I respectfully refer to as a walking encyclopedia of boxing. You won't find him listed as a historian like such great people as Ramiro Ortiz, but I've never encountered anyone that had a greater knowledge of boxing history than this guy. He has served in just about every capacity of the sport: fighter, trainer, manager, matchmaker, promoter, TV analyst. The list just goes on and on and on. He's the founder of SJC Boxing in Fort Myers, which has been training young amateurs and pros for many, many years. He's produced champions in the amateur and pro ranks. He was the promoter of the War on the Peace River series, which was known for bringing in old-time fighters as special guests like Carmen Basilio, Gene Fulmer. Now, in the spring of this year, he released a brand new book, and it's one of the most amazing books I've ever read on boxing. It's called Tributes, Memories, and Observations of the Sweet Science. If you are a boxing fan, I urge you to get a copy of this book. You will not want to put it down when you start reading it. Please welcome a member of the original Florida Boxing Hall of Fame class, the class of 2009, and Vice President of the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame Directors, Mr. Steve Canton. Oh, relax. You did fine.
Thank you, Bob. Butch said, I hope you do better than I do. I hope so, too. It's just great to be here, seeing old friends of mine. You know, I'm a pinch hitter for a pinch hitter. I'm actually third in line. Smitty was the first one supposed to be the guest speaker tonight. He couldn't make it last week. Dan Kuko, president of Vibro, was next in line, and we were looking forward to seeing Dan here. He's the president, as I said. Don Cogswell, getting inducted tonight, is the vice president. This is going to be a great reunion. We're going to have a good time with these guys. Unfortunately, he got very sick. Monday, he was rushed to the ER with kidney stones. So I got a frantic call from Butch. He sounded kind of worried on the phone. He said, we got a major problem. We don't have a guest speaker. And I said, okay. He says, no, you don't understand. We don't have a guest speaker. And I said, okay. So he says, are you hearing what I'm saying? I said, I think so. You sound much more relieved now than you did when you first called me, so I guess I'm the guest speaker. And that's what happened. So bear with me. I've got a little bit of a sore throat, but I have fun seeing everybody, meeting old friends again after all these years. That's what makes these so worthwhile to me, just seeing the people come out, people that I've not seen forever. And I look around the room, I see old friends. I see other people that will become friends as time goes by. We're all here for the same reason. We love boxing. And we love the support that we get, and we love doing this. This is the 6th year that we're doing it. And since Dan couldn't be here tonight, president of IBRO, I want to just say a few brief things about IBRO, of which I'm a proud member for many years, and around the room, several other members are here as well. IBRO was organized in May of 1982, and the purpose mainly was to establish an accurate history on boxing and to compile the complete and accurate boxing records, correct many records that are not proper, find other information that's been forgotten. And in doing so, it is open to anybody around the world who has an interest in boxing research, statistics, or history. Members exchange the research information and findings primarily through the IBRO network and the quarterly journal and online newsletters. There's over 150 members worldwide presently, and it's considered the premier organization in the world on boxing research. Over half of members on a daily basis update the records of BoxRec, and BoxRec considered the #1 source of records on the internet as well. So for the IBRO people here, let's hear it too for the IBRO organization and members that are in the room. Thank you too. One more thing now is going on into the Florida Hall of Fame. As Butch said, this is the 6th year. I was fortunate in 2009 to be included in the first class and grateful. Now, as time goes by, you look at the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame, how it's grown through the years and how it's accepted around the world. And right now it is considered one of the top boxing Hall of Fames in the world. right here in Florida. We have such a tradition, a rich tradition of boxing in the state. And there's so many great names that have been inducted in past years and so many more to come in future years. And that's why we're here. So it's just a great thing. The hallmark of what makes a Hall of Fame great is the goals, which Butch stated earlier, and the type of events that they sponsor. I'm not going to go into the goals again. You heard Butch stumble through that, and I'm not going to stumble through it as well. You can read that if you'd like and see it for real. However, I will say that one of the things that they do is, for example, Project Pink, former heavyweight champ Pinklin Thomas, who was in that inaugural class 2009, over $3,000 has been donated to Project Pink in Orlando for his efforts for the kids, which is fabulous. There's been over 150 books so far to the Hillsborough County Library helping the kids, and there's more being collected this weekend. So if you have other books, get them in there. Even after the weekend, you can always get them forward to Kathy and Butch, and they'll make sure it goes into the right hands. The Don Hazelton Award for people who need help in scholarship, and this is the second year of that, and that's another great thing. These are the things that sets this Hall of Fame apart, not only what we've done and the mission statement, but the people involved, and that's why it's so good. And, you know, I think back the few years since we started in 2009, each year has gotten better. And it's just fabulous because we have such a great tradition in history in the state of boxing, in the state of Florida in boxing. Many of the inductees that were inducted, especially in the early years when we didn't have a Hall of Fame and it began, they never expected to be recognized. They didn't do it to be recognized. They did it, they traveled all over the country from one venue to another just to help kids and help other people within the sport because they love the sport. So this came basically as a shock to some of the people in that first class to get recognized. And each year it has grown and it's gotten better and better each year. Some of the most recognizable names in the world of boxing is right here in Florida. And many have been inducted, as I said, and many will be because of the rich tradition in the state. I remember that first year very well. You go from the casual fan to the boxing enthusiast to everyone involved with the sport. Everybody knew they were part of a historic event. It was the first year. But no one knew it better than the inductees ourselves. And to see it come back each year better than the previous year, it's just so great. Some of my best memories, my cherished memories, are watching the new inductees each year and listening to their stories. And that's what sets this apart because, as you know, people outside the sport, they see what transpires within the squared circle, a square ring. They see what happens in the sport. They don't know what happens outside the ring, the sacrifices that the fighters make, the sacrifices that their families make. But when they come here and hear the stories and hear the people talk about their experiences and what it means to them, that's what's so special. That's what brings it all together. And I want to say one more thing about the Hall of Fame before I got a couple of more things to go, is the job that Kathy has done and Butch and the new board members that we have now, that we're so pleased with Bob and the great job he's done from day one, and Dan, and John Dodano and Dr. Mel and Enrique, new board members. We're so thrilled. Let's give these guys a hand and welcome them as new board directors, taking it to that next level. This year's class of honored inductees are once again the who's who of those who have contributed to our great sport. And personally, I saw people who are being inducted this year who I haven't seen in many, many years. And it's wonderful visiting out in the hallway with some of the guys from 30, 35 years ago that are now getting inducted. And it's just a great thrill to have this opportunity to have a Hall of Fame for this. And for the fighters that are out here now, we started tonight with Nate Campbell. And Nate, I'm sure, will be a future Hall of Famer. But to see the old fighters, to see the current fighters, and the recently retired fighters, you got Jeff Lacey, Winky Wright, Antonio Tarver. Many of the greats here are the next generation that'll be in this Hall of Fame in the next few years. And that's what's wonderful because we have a great past, but we also have a great future ahead of us. And we need the support of everybody to keep it going each and every year. Kathy does a job and Butch does a job. It's a limited funds, but look at the event they put on each year. Fabulous. And I'd like to say a special thank you. Just being part of that is a great honor. As digressing just a little bit, Bob mentioned the book that I've got. Many people know that throughout the years I've been harassed literally to write a book, and I always said no. I don't have the time, I don't have the effort, it's just too much work, and I respect the work and effort of people who have written books. It's a lot of work. If you've never done it, you'll find out if you try it. And I always said, no way, I'm not going to do it. And Don Cogswell was over the house just a few months back, and he started in again with, you need to write the book. And he kind of trapped me this time. He designed the cover. He set up the publishing situation. He downloaded the software in a computer, and I was kind of stuck. So 7 months later, I came up with a 370-page, 550-picture book that was received tremendously well in the community. And now that it's done, I'm very happy I did it. And I miss the people who are gone from us this life now, who I wish were here, who could see the book. But I'm grateful that it's here. I will have some at the end of dinner here, right outside the door, to sell some more and inscribe to you. And Al Bernstein did the forward, and many great pictures in there. So thank you for that. To sum up my feelings and my thoughts about this, I'm just fortunate to have been part of the rich boxing history in the state of Florida. I cherish the friendships that have been formed and the opportunity to travel the world thanks to the sweet science, and the opportunity to share some of this with you here tonight. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Spread the word that next year is even better. Thank you very much.